guys, welcome back. I'm so excited to have you guys here. And I just gave my NMIMS competency test and personal interview yesterday. I'm going to tell you exactly what happened, from the documents to carry, the test difficulty, and the questions that were asked to me. So stay tuned for that. Moving to the documents and the process part. As for the documents, make sure you carry your government ID and your call letter. Do not miss that. You'll find it in your dashboard, and a pen. Also, do not carry any watches because I did, and they told me to leave it in the bag itself. If you have any luggage or a mobile phone on you, then do not worry. They'll help you get that sorted. They have their storage area, so you can keep it there. So, as for the process part, they'll first escort you to the VIP lounge, then take you to the auditorium where they'll show you certain presentations and make you sit group wise. This group is just for them to make the process easier and seamless. And then they'll send you to a lab where you'll give your competency test. It's going to be for 45 minutes. And once you're done with it, you'll be given some refreshments. In my case, I was given sandwiches, the salad sandwiches. I don't really like them, but I was very hungry and nauseated at that time. So I just took one. And yeah, after that, you'll be called for your interview, and that's it. I think this process will roughly take around 3 to 4 hours, sometimes five too, depends. If there's any hiccups here and there, then that depends. Moving on to the competency test, as you know, it was for 45 minutes. There were four sections. Verbal, I found it fairly easy. The RC was super doable. We had a para summary question, para completion question, an inference question. Very manageable, doable. I'm not able to recollect the other question types as of now, but very easy. Moving on to the cons, I feel like cons was pretty easy, but I messed up in one question and I blame myself for it. I was running out of time and I made some calculation mistake and ended up with some abstract answer that was not actually existing in options. So I decided to leave it. My heart was broken at that time because it was quadratic and it was the most basic question in which you have to find the roots, and I hate myself for not being able to solve it. One was from PNC. It was, I think, tricky, or maybe it for me it was tricky. I made a calculative guess in it. Then there was a TSD question, averages question, from mensuration. There was like, there's a sphere for which the volume was given and it is melted into eight identical spheres, and then you had to find some radius, the total surface area for the same. And then we had percentages, a very doable question, like what is this percentage of that. So cons was manageable overall. Make sure your concepts are thorough, and I think you should be fine with it. Moving on to the LR section, LR had two different sets. One was almost like a DI caselet, that was also manageable, and the other one was just keeping the data in the table format and you'll get the answers, that sort of thing. The inferences were doable. The cause and effect was also fine. I think one was a little bit tricky, but then depends. I mean, if we get the answers, then I can say it was tricky, but I'm not so sure right now if I marked the right answer or not. Moving on to the managerial ability, I skipped two questions there. So one was very data heavy. I think it was related to tax, or I cannot remember it exactly, but something very data heavy. And the other was about New Company Act. I skipped the two questions, and rest manageable decision making questions. I think that can be attempted by anyone and everyone. Yes, this was the gist of everything that was there in my competency test. I think the difficulty level was easy to moderate. My attempts were in total 27. So honestly, in my hindsight, I feel like I should have attempted only 26 because one was calculative guess, but I'm not going to check the answer for it. I don't want to see that if it is wrong or right, because either it will make me very happy or it will dishearten me. So I don't want to do anything. But yeah, that was about my competency test. And let's come to the personal interview. Okay, so it's the last one in my group, and I think there were just 3 to 4 students left. I believe the panelist was done at this time because he had heard so many answers. First, I get in, I'm very nervous. I am feeling nauseated, and there's a laptop in front of me for which I have to mention my credentials in it, and I log in, and then it'll start asking me questions. So for the first question that came in was, how do you think zoology will help you with your MBA aspirations? And I remember that I mentioned about research papers in my answer, so it picked on that, started asking recent research paper that you read and blew your mind, and how you use the skills that you learned in research papers in the real life or in MBA aspirations. So it asked me that. Then it started moving to the current affairs, and also one out of the blue question was, beyond cricket, which other sport do you follow? And mind you, I had not mentioned about any sport in my SOP. So I just said that I do not follow any other sport than cricket. That's what I answered. And honestly, at that point, I fumbled a little bit because I just, that question caught me off guard. So yeah, this, and then it asked me about key provisions in budget, then asked me, what do you think about AI, recent AI developments, and how are they going to affect the white collar jobs? And if AI takes your job, then what will you do in that situation? Then it went on to ask me about GDP, questions along the lines of GDP, then asked me about GST, then also subtly asked me about the European Union trade deal, which was a little, because it didn't actually mention that it was asking about European Union, but it, I don't know how to say it, but it tweaked its question a little bit. It also asked me about FTA, how does it help the trade barriers? Yeah, I think that was probably the interview that got concluded with my AI setup. Moving to the interview with the panelist, apparently that also went or revolved around current affairs only. He started asking me, first he asked me that, are you following the recent Venezuela conflict and all of that? So I said, yes sir, I am. And he started asking me whether we should or should not buy Venezuelan oil instead of Russian oil. Then he asked me about what is inflation, how does it vary from day to day, prices surge. Then moving on, he asked me, what are your goals in the next 5 years? And if not NMIMS, then what will you do differently? And what are the other things that you want to look forward to? Then he also asked me another thing. Has there been any situation where you've used your communication skills effectively to convey something to someone who's not from the same background as you? I think this question made me stutter a little bit because I got nervous for a solid 30 seconds. But yeah, I mean, I answered it. I don't think I'm gonna get the brownie points for it, but let's hope for the best. So yeah, guys, this was it for the interview part and the competency test details, like I mentioned. I think the test was manageable. The interview was pretty current affairs centric. So I believe you should be thoroughly following them. Like I mentioned, I used to use Drishti IAS English channel for it. I think I had the key pointers in my head because of that. So yeah, if you want, you can follow them. It's not sponsored. I just like to recommend things that I like. For me, the whole process took approximately 4 hours, and I believe it should conclude during the same time period for you as well, or less maybe. Then I went to eat something from NMIMS canteen. I had fried rice. I'm a big hardcore. I think my weakness is fried rice. So I had fried rice from there. I think they were amazing. The coffee, oh, so good. And my dad had a thali for his lunch, so I think it was good too. I'll attach in some videos that I recorded. If you want to look, sure, you guys can. And I just want to mention that I hope you really converted. I really hope that. And you will if you're watching this video. I'm telling you, just believe in yourself and be confident out there. Very ironic because I was shitting my pants when I was going to get in the room, honestly. But I know it sounds very cliche to say, but I mean, you got this. So, all the best. Wishing you lots of love and luck. And if you want to enjoy the videos that I made, I'll just attach in. And if not, then I'm going to conclude it here. I hope you guys converted. All the best. And if you guys want any help, I'm always there. With love, Sejal.
बाकी हीरो सब बंदर सब अमिताभ ठीक रहते हैं ना।